My name is Sarah, interchangeably with Raina, and today marks 1 year since I set off on a 1 year world tour called the Planetary Alignment Gridwork Tour. And I realized today that it's time to start to share about this tour. It's time to open up about the journey that this tour took me on and share with you what happened this year because I feel like everything changed. And at some point in this tour, I stopped sharing. If you followed me on Instagram before, I feel like a lot of new people showed up in the summer. When I stopped sharing about the tour, you probably didn't even know that I'm on a tour. I stopped sharing about everything, including my location on the tour and the details of the tour and my personal life after I almost died in the middle of the tour. And that's a story that I'll go into detail about in one of these videos or in a book, probably in a book. But I stopped sharing about this tour publicly until it was done intelligently and smartly to protect myself, and that needed to be done. But now that it's done, or at least that leg of the tour is done, it's time to start sharing about the Planetary Alignment Gridwork Tour. And so, welcome to this channel. I'll be posting about my tour. I'll be posting so much content here on Instagram, everywhere, about what I experienced and what happens when you fall in a hole one day in Bali, tear up your leg the day before a flight out, and have to stay in Bali and then jump into ceremony the next night and receive a download that you need to go on a year-long tour in order to quantum leap the planet by hitting specific grid points on specific dates for an entire year. What happens when you go to do that? And what happens when you not fail but don't actually get to hit all those grid points at those specific times because you almost die? What does that unlock inside of you, and how does that change your perspective of who you are and the work that you're doing, and how do you recover from that, and what does it look like for a how old was I when I started this tour? 24 and 25-year-old to solo travel around the world, which I was already doing for years before this tour. But what does it look like to carry yourself, to carry a business, and carry the earth and planet at the same time? What does that actually look like? What does that do to you mentally? How does that change your perspective of the planet? Because I can tell you right now that I was just on a plane for 17 hours the other day, and that felt normal. And I feel like the other side of the world is just a quick plane ride away. And what does it look like to do that as somebody who has had a dream of traveling since they were a kid? And what does that look like for the future? Those are all questions that I will start to answer. I feel like this is going to be a set of vlogs, but it could almost become an entire movie with all, or a documentary, though that's truthfully, if I could have done anything differently this tour, I would have recorded it a lot better and done it a little bit more professionally. But 24-year-old me didn't believe in myself enough to see what I was doing and record it enough and validate it in that way. And that's okay, because it's not like the tour can't continue in its own unique ways or transform or transmute. Needless to say, welcome to a series of a lot of stories. Most of this is going to be written word. It'll be in a book. There will be some story times via this, lessons about grid work, so much more, courses on grid work as well as different, things that will be included if you travel to these places and you're like, wow, like I was so inspired by hearing her story of Sedona or Mount Shasta or Egypt, and I want to, where are the sacred sites, where are the sacred sites on Maui, all these things. There will be different guidebooks. Those will come in the next year. But one thing that I want to share is, and I apologize for the background noise, I'm in a city and I don't edit. It's so important for you to do the things that you wish that you could always do. Those things, those big dreams, publishing a book, becoming a musician, starting a healing center, starting your own business, pursuing a specific career, having a family, all of the things that you have dreamed of since you were a kid or have dreamed of for a long time. I really encourage you to do them now. I don't encourage you to wait any longer. And if there's one thing I learned this year, is you really don't know how much time you have, and nothing is guaranteed. And I learned that, of course, from almost dying. And so just know that at the end of the day, there's a greater mission for you in this life. And just as I was 10 years old and the thought of having a purpose was the thing that kept me alive through my teenage years of suffering through severe depression, severe anxiety, and other struggles such as eating disorders, it was also this mission and the tour that and the service to humanity that when my soul left my body and I was completely in my near-death experience and I was basically gone, it was knowing that there was a bigger mission that I had to serve on this planet, that if I was to go, who would do this, that kept me here. So remind yourself that there's a bigger mission, there's a bigger purpose, and you have a bigger role to play than you might even think. And so don't give up on the bigger vision you have of your life, because if God has placed something in your heart to be an author, a musician, a business owner, a naturopathic doctor, to open a healing studio, to own land, to create a New Earth community, whatever those big visions are, you need to follow them. And you need to not wait anymore. Because nothing's guaranteed. Especially with our planet. There's nothing that's guaranteed. Imagine 1 year from now if you couldn't do anything you dreamed of. How would you react differently now? How would you treat your life differently? Would you be more kind to yourself? Would you spend every single day accomplishing your dreams and fighting for what you really know that you want to accomplish in this life? Because I know that every single day I'll give it everything that I have now, because I'm lucky enough to be alive and nothing's guaranteed on this planet. We don't know if we have it tomorrow. So you don't know if you can accomplish your dreams tomorrow. You don't know if you can accomplish your dreams in 2027 or 2028 or 2026. So start now. There's no excuses anymore. Start now. If you really love and you really care about yourself, and you really love and you really care about the mission and your service to humanity, start now. Don't wait anymore. Those dreams that you probably think are selfish, those dreams that you feel like are just for you, maybe to be a published author, or maybe to move to a specific location, or to have a family, or to open a healing center, those dreams that you feel maybe is just something you want, stop. God placed those dreams on your heart because somehow, some way, you accomplishing those dreams add value to this planet and are of service to humanity. The second that you realize every single big dream you have, the big purpose, the big passions, those things that you know that you don't want to die without doing, is actually linked to the purpose and role that you have on this planet to be of greater service, is the second that you actually start to accomplish them, because you start to realize it's not just about you. Your dreams and accomplishing them aren't about you. It's about humanity. There's a bigger purpose at play. So accomplish those dreams and start now. What's one thing you can do today to put those bigger dreams in action? If you resonated with any of this, make sure you're following and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I look forward to posting so much more here throughout in the next year, and I'm sending you so much love. All of the links to learn how you could work with me or everything else that I do is going to be in the description box below. And welcome to this little space in the internet for you to grow and develop and live your dreams and feel inspired and motivated to accomplish those bigger dreams. Even if you're like me and you're feeling like you are, it's too late, or you're too old, follow them. I know that probably sounds silly because they probably look very young, but traveling the world changes your maturity in your age. So, I feel a lot older than I am. I'm sending you so much love, and thank you for being here.